Good afternoon on what is a mild grey and cloudy day. It is Thursday the 21st of March and I'm in the rig Nook with a nice hot cup of tea and a box to unbox. So let's grab the knife. This literally just arrived 5 minutes ago, so it's about as fresh an unboxing as you're ever going to get. So taking advantage of time delivery from Amazon, and what I've got here is a copy of the Goonies Never Say Die. This is a board game, adventure game by Prospero Hall, ages 12 plus, 2 to 5 players, from Funko Games. It's a bit dusty on the back. So I picked this up because I'm not necessarily a fan of the film. I have seen it quite a long time ago, but I am interested in Prospero Hall game designs, and I am interested in games from Funko Games, because one of the things which I really kind of like about Prospero Hall is the design's ability to take an intellectual property and effectively adapt that into a really playable game, making use of the intellectual property, its story beats, its themes, and so on, to deliver a playable experience that you would recognise having watched the source material. For example, Jaws. The Jaws board game is divided into 2 parts, and what happens in the first part is that you essentially run around the island attempting to place buoys, barrels in the water, and trying to work out where the shark is and prevent people being eaten in the water. In the second part, you go out on the orca hunting the shark, and it comes into attack and it's chomping the boat random locations. You've got to survive it chomping the boat and basically shoot it and beat it to death. And it's just like the film. And Prospero Hall have done this over and over. Unfortunately, they are now defunct. Funko Games is now defunct, sadly, but it's actually published some actually decent games. The E.T. board game is about as good a version of the E.T. experience as you're going to get. So let's have a look and see what they've done with the Goonies. So, it's our time down here. Embark on a perilous adventure full of dangerous booby traps and treacherous treasures-filled caverns. One player is the Goondocks Master, controlling fearsome foes from the outlaw family, the Fratellis, to the legendary pirate One-Eyed Willie. The other players take on the role of the Goonies: Mikey, Mouth, Chunk, Data, and Sloth, overcoming cryptic puzzles and deadly challenges with teamwork, strategy, and Data's clever contraptions. Will the Goonies discover the legendary riches that will save their homes, or will they follow the fate of Chester Copperpot and never see the light of day? Here we go. That's what you can see on the back. And the production values on that, you can see, are already great. You've got 8 miniatures, you've got the big board, cards, dice, a sheet for the Goondocks Master for the GM to hide his contents behind. But let's get this game box open and find out what is inside. So just breaking a seal here and then turn it over. It's quite, doesn't want to, as you can see, I am giving it, there we go, almost there. It's quite tight. There we go. So, and again, the other thing I like, the production values on these games are really get down to really nice little details. So you've got a whole list of sort of like elements which come into play in the film and in the game on the inside of the lid. Doesn't add anything to play, adds to the atmosphere of the game. Nice touch. And then we open up and we have this, which is showing you the location of one of the houses, which is at threat. Don't you realise the next time you see the sky, it will be over another town. The next time you take a test, it will be in some other school. Our parents, they want the best stuff for us. But right now, they've got to do what's right for them, because it's their time. Their time up there, down here, it's our time. It's our time down here. So capturing that spirit of the film. Let's open up the board and show you the play space. always have problems with plastic. It's just almost there. Just trying to get it to tear in. Something which I can actually get my fingers in under and get the plastic off. So you open up the board, and that's what you can see on the back. You have the house above the town, and then a bicycle. So basically the bicycle the kid's going to ride off on, sort of like the kids' own adventure. And there we go. You've got the caverns. They're not very interesting as a play area, I don't think. There's nothing, there's nothing very interesting there at all. That's a bright, colourful, but kind of bland. Okay, so what have you got underneath there? This. So the first things first is you've got this kind of piratey scroll map thing, and this is the reference screen for the Goondocs Master. The game, not the game, but Game Master, but the GM still. You've got the Goondocs Master Adventure Guide. So you've got a guide on how to use this, how to start, and sort of basically discussing the role of the Goondocs Master and where to start there. Adventure 1, Lighthouse Lounge. And essentially what you're doing is you're stalking the adventure through the caverns, through the routes of the caverns, and then we'll all be flat. That's the next section. So different adventures, different locations, building the story, and everyone's got basically the starting goal, special setup, Goondoc Master's objective. There we go, and then we've got essentially the Goonies objective at the bottom there. And introduction. So you've got a total of 9 adventures in here, and an epilogue, and a blank sheet for your next adventure, so you could create your own as well. And then we have the instructions, breaking down what's in the game. There's quite a lot to it. The different cavern features, miniatures, counters, and so on. Cards as well, dice, how to play the game. What the Goonies do on their round. You've got breakdown of a Goonie card. Placard, and the actions that you can take as a player, as a Goonie. What the Game Master, the Goondocs Master does on his round, how to win the game, and basic breakdown of environmental tokens, and section of frequently asked questions on the back. I like it that Funko Games always includes that on the back of their games. So you've got any questions, they're always included. You sort of, how does this work? You've got packs of tiles and counters and so on. You have extra Ziploc bags. Again, another fine touch. I always, my problem with previous, not with Funko Games, other pub manufacturers in the past, they don't include Ziploc bags for your counters, and you're going, well, I don't want them to slosh around in the box and get damaged. But this keeps them all together. You've got some really nice, kind of funky 12-sided dice. I think those are going to be the Goondocs Master dice. Player dice, I suspect. There we go. Standees. More player dice. These are 8-sided dice. Then you've got the characters. So you've got the pirate and the various different characters, and I'm not going to name them because it's so long since I've watched the film. The tentacle monster, the octopoid monster as well. So these aren't super detailed, but they're, you know, they're detailed enough to stand out on the in play. And you've actually got sort of like a triple threat there. So we've got one last miniature in here. So all the different characters which appear in the film can appear in the story that you're going to tell with this game. Oh, almost got one on the floor there. But I broke from tradition. So you've got different maneuver cards here and riddle cards, a section of those. So let's have a look at those particular. Put a knife into the plastic. Again, doesn't want to open easily. Tear the. And again, I always have so much difficulty getting into the plastic on these things. They're so tightly wrapped. So you've got manoeuvres like giant octopus. That's manoeuvres so like a disarm, pull under, ink cloud. So these are sort of manoeuvres that the giant octopus can take when you face them. And then you basically, for facing One-Eyed Willy, he's got his own manoeuvres, actions. Data's own cards, he's got his own card for different things, you know, like a buckle gripper, pinches of peril, and then, you know, like a bully buster. So, and then mouth, he's got like a sarcastic joke or a snarky remark. So your character's got different things you do. Teenager, basically brand, Andy, yeah, I mean it's and so on. Monsters you can face like a bat swarm, giant rats, skeleton bombardier, and merfolk warrior. And then item cards like My Wish and Explorer's Rope, A Rockin' Tune, Bubblegum, and Firecrackers. So lots of interesting items there. Also got Siren's Eye, that's a legendary treasure. Siren's Pearls, and these are all these are all like keyed to particular adventures. An old lantern, silver spyglass, basically just more treasure. And then we have peril cards like unstable, ridiculous, tough, you know, and more. So, and then on the other side we've got Game Master Jim and other cards. So these are the full-size cards. So, and there's a lot of these. So you've got basically a reference card for each player, description of how to use the wish tokens, and then events like a falling boulders, sinkhole, collapsing floor, dreadful momentum, daunting vigor, and so on. So those are all the more GM cards and things, actual events, and these are, and then those are the general ones, and then you've got one specific to particular groups, like, you know, they're coming on the GM turn, submerged, and aye aye Captain. So you got all those. Those are all, you know, so essentially you are creating and building it using the cards to bring in particular events in an adventure. And then lastly, we've got the essentially what are the character cards, or Goonie cards, as it were. So these are each one for a different character. So Mikey and Mouth, and each one you've got basically health and heart, so about heart and wishes, and then the dice they're going to roll for strength, dexterity, and search, and then things they can do that particularly, like inspirational speeches and pirate lore for Mikey, and similarly powers for the Mouth and Chunk and Data and Sloth. And then you've got cards for the enemy, so there's the Fratelli family, One-Eyed Willy, and the Giant Octopus. So altogether, that is a very well appointed board game. Really nicely done, high production values. You know, and the thing is, it's almost that this is almost like a proto role-playing game. I mean, right down to having a GM or Goon.master screen. So really quite impressed with the with the physical packaging of that. You get a lot for your money, and it's going to deliver quite a lot of play as well. So yeah, that's the Goonies. Never Say Die board game from Funko Games. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this unboxing in the Nook. If you have, then please do. Sorry, just hold that. So if you do, then please do click on the like button down below. And of course, if you've got any comments or feedback, I do appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be able to get more unboxings in the Nook, where you'll see me out here with a box containing a book or game, or in this case a board game, which I will unbox and chat about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so, all of course accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea, then please do click on the subscribe button down below. In the meantime, there's my nice hot cup of tea. In the meantime, thanks again for watching another unboxing in the Nook. I will be back again soon with another one. Bye for now.